We're continuing to follow breaking news out of D.C. The Supreme Court has decided it will hear former President Donald Trump's immunity claim in his election interference case. The High Court said it would hear arguments and issue a ruling the week of April 22nd. Now, the claim was prompted by an indictment in Washington, including charges of conspiracy to defraud the U.S. and conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding. Trump has pleaded not guilty, and even if the justices rule against Trump, the High Court's intervention adds another delay to his trial, which means that won't start for weeks, if not months. Meantime, both Trump and President Biden cruised to victory in Michigan last night. But despite their wins, there are warnings for each campaign. NBC 10 political commentator and my At Issue co-host Sue O'Connell in the studio for us. So, Sue, elections are now won or lost based on just a few thousand votes in just a few swing states, like Michigan. Obviously, Michigan has a large population of Arab Americans and Muslims who aren't happy with the president's support for Israel. How much trouble could this wind up being for the Biden campaign?
Well, Corey, it could be a lot of trouble for the Biden campaign, but although November is right around the corner in election time, it's a long way away when it comes to how things could change in the Israeli-Hamas war. But let's take a look at the math. 100,000 Democratic voters chose uncommitted, not a candidate. Michigan voters have used this uncommitted choice before, sometimes as a protest vote, and it's likely that's what many were doing yesterday. It's unlikely that those voters will be so unhappy with Biden come November that they will vote for Trump, who, remember, initiated the Muslim ban and recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital. But it could mean that some of them may stay home in November, and that could hurt Biden. The Biden administration and campaign have been engaging with Palestinian Americans and Arab Americans in Michigan, and I think you can expect that to continue. So a warning, but not the end of the line.
So, Sue, it's becoming clear that barring any major event, Trump is going to be the Republican nominee for president. Yet yesterday, 20% of Republicans voted against him, knowingly casting their ballot for someone who probably cannot win. Now, this is now the third nominating contest where a sizable group of Republicans have said, no, we are not going to vote for him. Is this a real thing? Is this a real threat to Trump's election hopes?
Yeah, indeed it is, Corey. Well, Nikki Haley's problem is she isn't getting enough Republican votes. Trump's problem is that Haley's voters don't want to vote for him in the general election, and Trump needs every Republican plus others to choose him if he expects to win in November. Now, of course, if this were a normal presidential candidate, he would pivot to a broader message like every one of them does. But Trump either can't or won't. So even the landslide wins he's having in the primaries are tainted by the never Trump slice of the pie. And that could mean a November victory for Trump could be impossible.
All right, so finally, a spare thought for Mitch McConnell. He's stepping down as leader of the Senate. What is his legacy going to be, and who do you think ultimately takes over for him?
Yeah, Corey, McConnell will be remembered as this master strategist who did more to change the arc of history than just about anybody else over the past 10 years. His maneuvering around Supreme Court justice hearings delivered the conservative court we have today. So whether or not you think he was successful and it's good for America will depend on how you view what his Supreme Court has delivered, especially ending the national right to abortion. As to who will become the next Republican leader in the Senate, probably one of the three Johns, Senate Minority Whip John Thune of South Dakota, or the number 3 Republican Senator John Barrasso of Wyoming, or the former GOP whip, Senator John Cronin of Texas. Now, we're going to get to see if the Republican Senate's election for a leader is more organized and less chaotic than the elections in the Republican House, so stay tuned for that.
All right, Sue, thank you very much for the insight. As always, we recap all the latest political headlines every Sunday morning here on NBC 10 Boston. It all starts at 10:30 with Meet the Press, moderated by Kristen Welker. Then at 11:30, join me and Sue for At Issue. We're going to talk about the Steward healthcare mess this weekend and look ahead to Super Tuesday. In the meantime, you can listen to the Taking Issue podcast. A new episode posts every single week. Go to NBC10Boston.com/atissue to listen, or you can stream the episode wherever you get your favorite podcasts.